Hello race fans, welcome back to the Snapple IndyCar series. With the Crystal Palace Motor Speedway being under heavy renovations, the series rolls into southern Florida today as these 22 drivers are going to take on the St. Petersburg street circuit. This track is very well known for being bumpy and narrow. Traffic uses most of this track every single day, so it's very worn and weathered, and these professional drivers are going to have to take on and battle these conditions today. Graham Rahal grabbed the fastest lap in qualifying to put him on the pole, as we're going to take a look at the rest of your starting lineup. On row 1 is Graham Rahal and Tony Kanaan in the 10 car. In row 2 is Joseph Newgarden and Alexander Rossi. In row 3 is Ryan Hunter-Reay and Charlie Kimball. And on row 4 you have Marco Andretti Indy 500 winner and Helio Castroneves. Row 5 is James Hinchcliffe and Will Power. In row 6 we have Simon Pagenaud and Takuma Sato. And in row 7 you got Carlos Munoz and Scott Dixon. Row 8 is J.R. Hildebrand in the 21 and Sebastian Bourdais in the 18. Connor Daly in the 4 and Max Chilton in the 8 will make up row 9. And on row 10 we have Michaela Lotion and Ed Jones making his series debut today, along with Alex Tagliani and Micah Knapp in row 11, each of them also making their first start. So that's your entire field. Here are the race details. It's going to be 14 laps. There are 22 drivers. It's about a 10-lap fuel window, so you will see pit stops. And as I said, it is a street circuit. So here we go. We're green flag racing in St. Petersburg. And there's already contact between Alexander Rossi and Tony Kanaan in the first corner. Field jostling through the streets of St. Petersburg on the first lap. It looks like Graham Rahal gets out to a comfortable lead, but let's take a look at what happened between Rossi and Kanaan. Heading into turn 1, it looks like Rossi just came up into Kanaan not knowing that he was there. You can see the initial contact right there. That put Tony Kanaan into the outside wall, and then you can see Kanaan doesn't look to be very happy about that as he gave Rossi a nudge there. And it looks like second place Joseph Newgarden is under fire from Ryan Hunter-Reay now. And his teammate Marco Andretti follows closely behind him as they head down the long back straightaway. Looks like Ryan Hunter-Reay is on the push to pass. If we go on board with Marco Andretti there. And looks like Newgarden's going to make a little contact with him, push him up out of the way, move Newgarden up to second place. Ryan Hunter-Reay falls back down to third place as looks like Will Power's going to overcook it into that corner. Looks like Will Power didn't get the car slowed down in time. He's going to go into that runoff area as we go on board with James Hinchcliffe. And looks like Tony Kanaan's back there. He fell back after that initial contact. Let's look at what happened to Will Power. It looks like he just kind of lost the brakes. It doesn't look like he hit anything, but tough break for that number 12 cars. Joseph Newgarden's trying to reel in Graham Rahal now. He's on lap 4. Ryan Hunter-Reay's fallen back a little bit. And it looks like he's got a slipstream down the backstretch, but not enough to catch up to Graham Rahal now. So they go through the final hairpin onto the front stretch. Tony Kanaan's going to get around his teammate Scott Dixon. And Scott Dixon's going to try and come back, but he gets clobbered. He gets hit by J.R. Hildebrand, and they're both around and into the tire barrier. Caution is out here for the first time today at St. Petersburg. And take a look at the replay. It looks like Hildebrand might have not realized that Dixon was going to slow down as quick as he did. He just got passed by his teammate, and he ran into the gearbox of Scott Dixon. I'm surprised he's going to be staying in the race because it looks like he would have a lot more damage from that, but he got a new front wing, and J.R. Hildebrand is unfortunately going to go to the garage. So unfortunate end to the day for those two. And it looks like we're going to have pit stops now. So Graham Rahal, Tony Kanaan, Joseph Newgarden, and others are going to make their way to pit lane. Looks like Graham Rahal's car is good. He doesn't want any changes. Same with Tony Kanaan. He's going to get a little bit of repairs from that initial contact. And Alexander Rossi's on pit lane as well from that contact. And there goes Bourdais, St. Petersburg native. And keep an eye out on Alex Tagliani and Sebastian Bourdais. They've been making their way up the field. They're doing a great job today. Same with Helio Castroneves. He's been kind of lagging back lately. He needs to have a good run today to get himself back up in points. So here we go. The green flag is back in the air. Graham Rahal's going to be leading. Here comes Alex Tagliani up to third as Ryan Hunter-Reay goes around. Take a look at the replay. It looks like he might have just wheel hopped it. He hopped up over the curb, and he tried to correct it, but then spun the opposite direction. There was a lot going on there on that restart. It looks like it was just a traffic jam. James Hinchcliffe narrowly escapes that accident. As out front, we have a lead change. Joseph Newgarden going on Graham Rahal. They're going to make a lot of contact. Graham Rahal retakes the lead as there's another caution. Carlos Munoz and Will Power get together. It looked like Takuma Sato and Charlie Kimball were also involved. Heavy damage to the front of Carlos Munoz's car. As we take a look at the replay, yeah, Charlie Kimball, Takuma Sato checked up, and it looks like Munoz and Power just had nowhere to go. Heavy contact at the end of the back straightaway. I wonder if Kimball looked to be off the pace. I wonder if Sato got into the back of him, and then Munoz and Power just had nowhere to go. That's a hard crash. Looks like they're all going to be okay, though, as they will be taking the trip to the infield care center. And so it's 6 laps to go right now. I think we're going to restart with 4 or 5 to go. Takuma Sato's going to try and stay in the race. That's surprising. And we got a lot more casualties in the garage now. And it looks like Ryan Hunter-Reay, after that spin, is going to have to restart at the tail of the field. So unfortunate for him, but at least he's still in the race. And so the green flag is back out here on lap number 10. Joseph Newgarden tries to take the lead on the outside. They're side by side for the race lead now, but Graham Rahal is going to take it back. Coming down the backstretch now. Is Joseph Newgarden going to use a push to pass? Yes, he does. He goes around the outside. Looks like Graham Rahal is going to try and keep it on the outside of this hairpin, but Joseph Newgarden is going to take the lead of this race. And here comes James Hinchcliffe capitalizing on that incident, and he's going to move up to second. Graham Rahal starting to fade a little bit here. Can he take the lead back? He's been leading most of this race. Here comes Joseph Newgarden now down the backstretch with a comfortable lead over James Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe has got a slipstream, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to slide a little bit off that corner. Heading through the hairpin now. We're on board with James Hinchcliffe. Can he catch the 2 car? Looks like he's going to, but he's on that outside lane, so he's not going to be able to take the lead. Newgarden's going to defend on the inside. Newgarden's got about a half a car length lead over Hinchcliffe. Down the backstretch. Is Hinch going to use a push to pass? Yes, he does. He goes to the outside. He's not going to make it work. Newgarden still with the race lead. Coming into 2 laps to go now. He's going to defend his line on the inside. Here comes Hinchcliffe on the outside again. He's tried that 2 laps in a row now. Hasn't worked either time. They both defend. They both slide a little bit. Coming down the backstretch. Here comes James Hinchcliffe. He's got another push to pass. He's going to go around the outside, and there's trouble for Ed Jones and Michaela Lotion in the first corner of the racetrack. Are we going to stay green? I think so. Hinchcliffe took the lead, but now there's a caution. Trouble for Ed Jones. It looks like his motor has gone out or something. And James Hinchcliffe is going to win this race. As we take a look at what happened, I think Jones just locked it up and went off the front nose of Michaela Lotion there in turn number 1. And he got himself refired, but then it looked like it might have been his motor or gearbox just stopped working, and he had to park it in turn 3. And so James Hinchcliffe, only leading the final 2 laps, is going to win the St. Petersburg Grand Prix. So it's a crazy turn of events. Joseph Newgarden looked like he had the car to beat there at the end, but James Hinchcliffe was able to outpower him around the outside, and he was able to steal the victory away. Graham Rahal led a lot of the day's race, but he winds up 3rd. Still a good finish for that team. Here are your point standings. Marco Andretti still has the lead after that Indy 500 win. Hinchcliffe, though, moves up to 2nd after today's performance, and Tony Kanaan moves up to 3rd, getting a top 10 today. So it's a good recovery by that team. So thank you for watching this race. Hope you enjoyed. And congratulations once again to James Hinchcliffe. We will see you next time at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course.